Now at 10, former President Donald Trump has been injured in a shooting at a rally. He has been reported as safe. We'll have the latest from the scene and reactions from political leaders in Missouri and Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
As you can hear there, gunshots ringing out in an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump as he addresses a crowd in a rally at Pennsylvania. The former president ducks down. The Secret Service members immediately surround him, then escort him off the field. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Former President Trump is reportedly safe. He has a message through social media. A district attorney in western Pennsylvania says the suspected gunman and a person attending the event were killed. CBS's Lauren Linder has more.
Look at what happened.
Former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage by the Secret Service after a shocking incident only moments after he began speaking at a Saturday rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Details about what happened are still unclear, but loud bangs were heard inside the venue, possibly shots fired, as Trump was making his last public remarks ahead of next week's Republican convention in Milwaukee. His ear appeared to be bleeding. The Secret Service issued this statement saying, quote, "An incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures and the former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation and further information will be released when available." The Trump campaign also released a statement that says President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. A large number of Secret Service agents is in Milwaukee right now ahead of the convention. They're trying to piece together what happened here in Butler. The former president, who has had Secret Service protection since 2015, was taken away in a motorcade. He held up a fist as he got into his SUV. A senior government official confirmed to CBS News that the former president is safe. President Biden has received an initial briefing on the incident. Lauren Linder, CBS News, Butler, Pennsylvania.
And KOAM's Dow Quick joins us. He's been collecting comments from political leaders in our area. Dow, what have you seen and heard?
Well, it's a common theme from the governors, from U.S. senators, from Missouri and Kansas, condemnations of violence and calls for prayers. U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri writes on X, formerly known as Twitter, quote, "I'm praying for President Trump and everyone who was in attendance at the rally, including the family and loved ones of the innocent attendee that was reportedly shot and killed. It is an absolutely horrific scene in Pennsylvania. Secret Service should be applauded for their quick response and bravery in the face of danger. God bless President Trump and God bless the United States of America," end quote. From Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, a shorter message, quote, "Pray for President Trump and for justice." Kansas Senator Jerry Moran has this message, quote, "Praying for President Trump, everyone who attended the rally, and for our country." Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas says, quote, "Praying for President Trump." From Missouri Governor Mike Parson, quote, "Please join Teresa and me in praying for President Trump, his family, and all victims who were in attendance at the rally in Pennsylvania today. Please pray for our nation." And from Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, quote, "The free exchange of political discourse is a bedrock of our democracy. Today's gun violence is unacceptable and resulted in senseless loss of life. I'm thankful for the quick response of law enforcement to protect all in attendance." Obviously, reaction is pouring in from political leaders all around the nation and from both political parties, many expressing shock, outrage, condemnations of violence, and calls for prayer. And of course, we're going to be hearing a lot more as we learn more in the hours and the days ahead.
Make sure to keep everyone updated on it. Absolutely. Sure. Thanks, Dow. Now we'll go to Lindsay for a first check at our weather.
Temperatures tonight looking pretty good. We're still a little bit warm, 82 out in Joplin and surrounding counties, 79 in Monette, 82 in Joplin, 78 in Pittsburgh, a little bit warmer out in the west, 83 in Independence, Yates Center, Chanute, 84 in Sedan and Neodesha. We do have a heat advisory in effect from Sunday 1 p.m. until Monday 8 p.m. due to temperatures getting into the upper 90s, even reaching 100, and heat index values well over 100, ranging from 103 to getting up to 108 in our area. Now, outside of the heat advisory, we do have a cold front moving through later on this week, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and I'll have more details in just a bit.
If you want to speak to city officials like your mayor or your city council members, you usually have to do it at a city council meeting. But how about over a casual cup of coffee? KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how the city of Joplin is trying just that.
My coffee is hot and ready to go.
A local coffee shop is a great place to meet up with friends and family. But for Joplin residents, it's also a place to meet with the mayor.
Have a cup of coffee, meet the mayor. There are a couple other council members here too. We'd love to sit down and chat with you. Let's talk about what affects our community, how we can make it better.
Mayor Keenan Cortez came to Zinc Coffee, sitting at a table ready to talk to anyone who came up to him. It's a relaxed and open setting, not like the city council chambers or meeting rooms Cortez is usually seen in.
I think it just opens us all up, makes us a little bit vulnerable to have good conversations. Everybody's relaxed. I got my blue jeans on, my polo today. Let's just sit down and have a good, honest, deep conversation about what affects all of us in this community.
Cortez spoke with residents about city issues that had them concerned or they wanted to ask questions about. He addressed topics including the city budget, public transportation, and current city projects including fiber installation, the city housing program, and the Prospect Village proposal. Joplin resident and former city council member Morris Glaze used the opportunity to discuss with Cortez why he thought there needed to be a review of the city charter.
It's important for citizens to know their councilman. So I came out to speak to the mayor on one issue and we spoke and he gave me a good answer.
He says it's important that attendees like him have the opportunity to bring up the issues that really matter to them.
That's a very good idea. I appreciate the mayor opening himself up to the public input. It's very important for him to be the mayor of Joplin and listen to the citizens.
Cortez says he hopes opening himself up to the citizens to answer their questions face to face will help city officials' relationships with the community grow.
I think it's been far too long that government and the citizens it represents have been separated. This is just my effort and the city's effort to try to close that gap and bring everybody together so we can have constructive conversations about what's happening in our community.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Mayor Cortez says he hopes to hold similar events in the future to continue engaging with the community. Baxter Springs held the 4th annual Face-Off at the Forge. The event features competitions and booths from Forged and Fire contestants and other blacksmiths from across the region. The event also had a whole wide array of knife-making materials so beginners can start to get into the art.
It's kind of not a real competition. It's more or less to show people what can be done and what we can do and what it takes to make a knife. We pick on each other through the competition. It's a lot of it's for show, but it's, you know, we take joy and pride in winning.
The George Washington Carver National Monument celebrates its 81st anniversary today with its Carver Day celebration. Guests could enjoy exhibits from area organizations and music from 6 different other bands and guest speakers. The event ended with a special film presentation about Carver.
Well, it's a great thing, you know, that this park has been here for 81 years. It's the first park in the National Park Service dedicated to an African American. So that's quite an achievement. And so we love to celebrate George Washington Carver's life every day, but on this day, it's a little extra special.
The celebration also included peanut milk demonstrations. Well, it may be past the 4th of July, but don't tell that to VFW Post 2590 in Carthage. Today they celebrated America's independence with bounce houses, ribs, dunk tanks, and to cap it off, a fireworks show at dusk. They also had music from 3 bands playing during the duration of the celebration. A little later, we'll talk about how heat can make medication less effective.
And we'll also be discussing the heat wave that's going to be warming us up for the next several days. still a bit of a warmer night, but it's not too bad. Unfortunately, we're going to continue to heat up over the next couple days. We'll go ahead, take a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Clear night, looking really great out there. We've got warmer temperatures though for the next several days. Heat advisory starting Sunday 1 p.m. continuing until Monday 8 p.m. So for 2 days, Sunday and Monday, likely going to be extended until Tuesday as well, but we're going to focus on the next 2 days. We've got heat advisories for all of our counties out in Missouri, out in Kansas. Likely also going to see them start to spark up in Oklahoma and Arkansas as well, just because these temperatures are getting up to upper 90s, even reaching 100 degrees in some areas, and heat index is well above 103 degrees. So it's going to be pretty hot, pretty humid for the next couple of days. We've got tonight looking pretty good, clear, few clouds, but we're not looking at any rainfall for the next several days, not until the middle of the week. Unfortunately, that means that heat risk is higher. So we've got a major risk for our northern counties tomorrow. And unfortunately, as we move into Monday, it's going to be a major risk for all of our counties. And then we see that extreme risk creeping into some of our northern counties, Yates Center, Burlington, Eureka, Chanute, Fredonia as well, all in that extreme heat risk potential through Monday. We'll go ahead and look at the heat index. So for tomorrow, 102 in Joplin, 103 in Pittsburgh, 106 in Independence, Nowata, 105 in Sedan, Fredonia, Chanute, Iola. It's going to be pretty hot, like I said, pretty muggy. Then we move into Monday. It's going to feel even hotter on Monday. 104 degrees in Joplin, 105 in Baxter Springs, Miami, Oswego, 106 out in some of our northern counties, Parsons, Chanute, Iola, and even getting up to 107 for Fredonia, Sedan, Independence, Nowata as well. Like I said, it's going to be pretty hot, pretty muggy for the next couple of days. We do have a high pressure system that's over most of western U.S. That's bringing a high column of air, which is bringing in that sinking air. So we're not getting any of the rain. We're not really getting many cloud coverage either. Due to the sinking air, it really brings stability into the atmosphere. We are getting a lot of moisture from the Gulf with a southerly breeze, which adds to that humidity as well. Now, heat wave for the next several days. Luckily, it ends on Wednesday, well, Tuesday night into early Wednesday, continuing for most of the day with some scattered thunderstorms. That's going to drop our temperatures down about 15 degrees from 100 on Tuesday down to 84 on Wednesday. Depending on how early that cold front does come in, we'll see those temperature drops either earlier or maybe holding off a little bit. But we do have that alert day set for Sunday and Monday due to temperatures getting up into the upper 90s, triple digits, and heat advisories for all of our counties.
So basically what you're saying is it's going to be hot.
It's going to be very hot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't mind the sunny days though, you know, brings me out of my house.
There you go.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Stay safe, for sure. Thanks, Lindsay. Well, with the return of summer heat in the forecast, a reminder that heat can impact the effectiveness of medications and your body's ability to stay cool. Nick Kelly breaks it all down.
Summer heat will return starting this weekend. It's something that a local pharmacist is familiar with and not looking forward to.
I run a lot, and when you run in the mornings, if it's already 80 degrees when you're running, it's pretty miserable. So on those days it's going to be 90s and 100 degrees, it gets pretty unbearable first thing in the morning.
Even though he takes it in stride, he encourages those with certain medications to take it easy as the heat returns. While not all medications can impair your body's ability to sweat and cool down, some surprising medications, like beta blockers, can.
Like a beta blocker, a drug that ends in OLOL, those are for blood pressure or heart. Those also make you not sweat as much, so then you would be more susceptible to like a heat of some sort.
Plus, anyone treating their depression or OCD with medications like Prozac, Zoloft, or sertraline can have problems with the heat.
They can cause you to, have some fluid type issues like shifting into different spaces and cause you to have the heat issues.
People on these types of medications and others like antihistamines can take additional steps like hydrating more frequently, applying more sunscreen before heading back outside, and taking frequent breaks in either the shade or air conditioning. Plus, it's important your medication is stored properly, not inside your car.
You think I'm just going to go in and go grocery shopping for an hour you know, that's an hour that they're sitting at 100 degrees. Those pills in that bottle are going to start, you know, breaking down. They're going to start not working as well.
Medications, whether in liquid or pill form, are best kept stored in a cool and dry place in your home, like a dresser drawer, a closet, or kitchen cabinet away from sources of heat and moisture.
A reminder now about watching out for bobcat fever in your cats this summer. A Springfield nonprofit rescue took in a stray cat in critical condition with the tick-borne disease. Unfortunately, the cat did not make it. The best way to protect your cat is to keep them indoors, make sure they're up to date on flea and tick preventatives, and talk to your vet about the best options available. Still ahead, the state of Missouri is seeing a rise in high school officiating, and the St. Louis Cardinals play the Chicago Cubs in a doubleheader. Brock Baldridge has the highlights from the game and more.
The St. Louis Cardinals currently hold on to one of the final 2 spots in the wild card chase. The Cardinals welcome in their Wrigleyville rivals for a doubleheader Saturday. Day game at Busch Stadium, no score in the first inning until Seiya Suzuki goes to dead center field, and you can forget about that one. That ball lands up there in the berm. Solo home run puts the Cubbies in front 1-0. So we go to the bottom of the first now. Cardinals lead 3-1. Bases loaded for Mason Wynn, and he pokes one right back up the middle into center field. A pair of runs around third and coming to score. The Cardinals lead 6-1. First inning rally doesn't end there. Next at bat, Alec Burleson goes to the opposite field, and that ball gets out of here for a 3-run homer. The Cardinals score 9 runs in the first inning. St. Louis goes on to win big. In the first game of the doubleheader, Cardinals beat the Cubs 11-3. So in game 2 of the doubleheader, Cardinals jump out to an early lead like they did in the first game. Nolan Arenado delivers the go-ahead 2-run single in the 8th inning. St. Louis wins 5-4. Cardinals wrap up the series finale tomorrow afternoon. To Fenway Park in Boston, the Kansas City Royals meet up with the Boston Red Sox. Virtually no offense on the day for the boys in blue. Cutter Crawford pitches 7 scoreless innings, only allowing 1 hit. Boston beats Kansas City 5-0. Well, the Friday night lights shine bright in Missouri in the fall, with around 300 schools playing 11-man football in the state. And that means on average there are 150 games per week that needs officials. And that's just at the varsity level. Chris Bryant tells us how the future looks when it comes to officials in Missouri.
You know, they go out there, you know, you're not gonna get rich becoming an official. But for these officials, it's way more than money. It's a passion.
For the Missouri State High School Activities Association, it doesn't hire officials for high school regular season games.
You know, schools are the ones to determine the pay during the regular season on what each official gets. So it's kind of up to them how much they want to do. If they want to do 1 game a week, great. They can do more than that. They can ref multiple sports as long as they go through the proper training.
Misha had nearly 6,000 officials for all sports registered to the 2023-24 school year for 12 different sports, which is up from the previous year.
So quite a few officials that have gone through our certification process, which is amazing to see that many folks out there trying to help our high school athletes and doing their best to stay in the game. You know, not everyone can continue playing sports forever, but you can always be a referee.
For one local official, it's about staying connected to the game.
We try to do a good job when we go out there. We want to put the best product that we can on the floor. So there's obviously constant learning. This isn't something that you can just jump into.
As a high school basketball official, Eric Hawkins knows it takes someone with a thick skin to be a high school referee.
You know, some of these people are doing it, like I said, it's competitiveness. This is a hobby. Some people are doing it because they need to put groceries on the table.
Videos of officials being attacked or quitting in the middle of a game are easy to find on social media, but officials know they aren't perfect.
And I wish I could relay that to parents. Like, we as officials don't want to make bad calls. We don't like it. We know it. We don't need you to tell us, right? Like, we understand that we're not perfect and that we make bad calls.
While officiating isn't for everyone, in Missouri, the trend for officials seems to be on the upward trajectory.
We are getting, younger and younger officials. And one thing that is pretty cool is, a high school athlete or not just any high schooler could officiate, and get certified.
It's a sign in the right direction
Absolutely.
that we're having officials, at least a rise in officials in the state of Missouri. I know sometimes I go out to games, sometimes parents like to scream and yell, but you know what? The officials are just like anyone else. They're just doing their job. We have to remember they're just high school kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And high school kids can get involved themselves,
how
too.
awesome is that?
Absolutely. Thanks, Brock. We'll be right back. A quick recap on today's top story. Obviously, President Trump being injured as a result of an assassination attempt earlier today at a rally in Pennsylvania. The word, of course, President is reported as okay. The suspect, the shooter, has died. Multiple government officials, including President Biden, Missouri Governor Mike Parson, and Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, all releasing statements condemning today's acts of violence. Of course, we'll keep you updated with all the information you need to know as it becomes available to us. We'll take a final look at our weather, though.
Well, we've got warmer temperatures, heat wave in the area for the next several days. Alert days set for Sunday and Monday, just due to the high temperatures and the very high heat index values. We do have a cold front coming through later this week, hopefully give us some relief from the heat.
All right, and final sports note.
Joplin Outlaws playing in Fort Smith tonight. Joplin does lose that game 17-12, so a pretty high scoring game there.
All right, yeah. From all of us at KOAM, have a great night and stay safe.